right, where the Hebrew Israelites should come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. Right back at home, stage is right there. Trying to figure this out. But yeah, home. Home, home, home. Where it all started. Anyway, we come out to wake up the 12 tribes, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, the speckled bird, get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order, first and foremost, and as always. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom and salutations to all the sisters listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. All right, shalom. All right, so conspiracy theories are now fact. There is a such thing as UFOs and aliens, according to this devil. All right, and he's pushing it hard. You used to be called a space cadet, all sorts of different names, right, for believing in UFOs, right? Remember that? Not too long ago, all right? My baby mama, right, took me to court 14 years ago to take custody of my child, and as she tried to put Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai on trial, in the court document, it has it listed in there. Yahshua believes in UFOs. Huh? No, I don't believe in UFOs. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the chariots of Israel are in the scriptures. Let's get it. All right. 2 Kings 2 and 11. Elisha. We could call them by name. Okay. 2 Kings 2 and 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and taught, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. He took hold of his own clothes and rent them into pieces. All right, so the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. What did we learn from this? We learned that this devil is a liar. He's more subtle than any beast of the field. So he's going to take this truth and he's going to obscure it. And he's done that for years and years and years, right? Oh, well, there's no such thing as UFOs. That's a figment of your imagination. Okay? Yeah, but now, and he did sprinkle some lore and some stories, some fairy tales out there, and has put in extensive work for this time right here. All right? He knew that there was going to come a time where he would have to explain this shit. And here we are. Okay, so a long time ago, he's like, okay, I gotta make an airplane that looks like these things. I have to try to duplicate them so I can fool these people like I've been fooling them for years, right? So I'm gonna make a plane that looks like that. I'm gonna try to mimic the characteristics of it. But when it comes down to the pilots, I gotta flip it. All right? I know what the angels look like. See, you got, in these craft, you got both sides, all right? The holy hosts, who you call the angels. You got the angels on the right hand, you got the angels on the left, okay? Now, you might call the angels on the left, you might call them demons. They might be called demons, but do they look like little green men? I would say not. Otherwise, it would probably say that in the scriptures. What does it say in the scripture? It said they look like men, all right, with dark brown skin and woolly hair. And that you can't, when the Bible says this, the things that were written aforetime are written for our learning. What did we learn? We learned that you could be in the company of an angel and not even know it. All right? The Bible uses comparisons, if you will. All right? It doesn't come out and say, he looked like this, he looked like. They'll use comparisons. He had hair like lamb's wool. All right? Now, that's very specific, but it doesn't come right out and say that. Why? Because it's hidden. It's a mystery, and you have to have an ounce of intellect, right, to be able to figure this thing out. Now, the elect are going to, when they hear it, they're going to know. The truth is going to resonate with them anyway. So, and then you naysayers, right, you fucking dumb shits, there's nothing you can do. You're not supposed to get it. When the scriptures say none of the wicked shall understand, or what does that mean? Nothing you can do. You're programmed to reject it. So if they can't get it, we moving on. If a nigga, that was the title of a lesson the other day, I believe, by the elder apostle Tahar, quoting who was it, Yaquab, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, correct me. Well, what did he say? If a nigga can't get it, we moving on, right? Meaning this, you ain't of the elect, right? If you're rejecting this 100% truth, you're just a nigga waiting for a missile. And we have that, is the point. The point is that there's a lot of that, okay? There's a lot of niggas in fringes, right, that are rejecting this 100% truth and teaching otherwise, right? And teach men so, right? Where's that? Let's get there. And teach men so. Salaki, bear with me. Matthew 5 and 19. All right. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and what is a commandment? Don't take the charagma. You got niggas out teaching, oh yeah, the Most High ain't gonna get mad if you put a C-hip in you. What? That's teaching men so. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven, but whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. All right? So, what do we do with this C-hip? Okay? Now we went from aliens and UFOs to the sea hip, right? You see that? That's the spirit. So you got people out teaching, right? When you teach that the C hip ain't the MOT to the B, what you're basically saying, it's okay to go do it. Here it is, you're teaching that the MOTB is sin, right? It is a sin to take it, but you're saying that's not the MOTB. So you can take that, and that's not sin. The MOTB is sin. See, it's just, the Most High is not the author of confusion. Nigga, you're confused. This is what it comes down to. You're confused. If you don't understand by now, because it's very apparent, right? Here it is. You're inching closer and closer to the day when you're confronted with 100% truth. You can't run no more. It's closing in. The Elder Apostle made another video. Hey, the truth, the 100% truth is closing in on your ass. And the time is very close when you're going to have to say one way or the other. And here's the thing. The Most High ain't going to let you say it. He's got you seared, what is it? Seared with a hot iron. Let's get that. You are seared with a hot iron. You can't, the Most High got you because you're proud. Your pride has got you locked in on some bullshit. And I'm talking about Nathaniel 7. We'll put it like that. Seared with a hot iron. With a hot iron. This is 1 Timothy 4:2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron. Now, let's flesh that out. Let's go to it's 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit, here we are. The Spirit. Now the Spirit speaketh, and it's speaking right now. It's jumping off the page. Okay? It's manifesting. The Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, okay, and the latter times started with Yahushua, okay, on the earth, teaching. All right? But specifically dealing with Nathaniel 7, this is going to describe him at One West. Okay? Because he was at One West, dealing with the truth. That the amount or the measure of truth that was available at that time at One West, right, which developed into this 100% truth. All right? It's speaking of Nathaniel 7 at that time. Let's read it. It's lucky. It says, now the Spirit, this is 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay? Now, Nathaniel 7, right? What did he do? He was in the faith. And then the Most High shook that thing up, right? He split it up. All right? Some went this way, some went that way. Right? Where did Nathaniel 7 go? He went to the devil. He got the bag. They gave him his marching orders. Right? He got his marching orders and he took off. All right? He departed from the faith, giving heed to these devils. Okay? All right? Like You can't say the name of the Lord, all right? That you can't, the MOTB is not a charagma, right? And even things like, there ain't no Jacob's trouble. Remember that, moron? Okay, so that's speaking about him. Let's carry on. We'll read it again, 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith. And he did that. Giving heed to seducing spirits, he was seduced by that bag. The demon, the filthy lucre demon got him. Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy. Biggest hypocrite ever. Moron. Remember that? Hypocrite. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Let's let's vamp on that one. Okay, let's vamp. So this is the NIV. Such teachings come through hypocritical liars whose consciences have been seared as with a hot iron, and their consciences are dead. Consciences are seared. Let me get some. Searing their own conscience as with a branding iron, meaning sealing their fate. Let's see. Whose consciences are seared as with a branding iron, leaving them incapable of ethical functioning. Woohoo! Let's see. Whose consciences have lost all feeling. Their consciences have been scarred as if branded by a red-hot iron. I'm trying to find one that is more. Nope, that's about it. Anyway. Yeah, they're bonded, they're bound, they're sealed, right? In that bullshit, and that's where they are. They can't let go. Okay, the Most High has them in derision. All right, let's get that. Let's get Romans. What is it, 11? What then? What then? Let's get that blinded. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. We all seek for what? For salvation. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these scriptures. We know that in the end we win, right? But how do you get there? What are the steps? What is the path? What is the straight and narrow? Okay. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. Okay? Their eyes are darkened. Right? And these dudes are can you imagine being a counterfeit or being a charlatan or an actor? Here it is. You got on a garment. You claim to be speaking on behalf of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, when actually you took it back. You're worse than Judas Iscariot. You're worse than that guy. Right? You're the modern day Judas Iscariot. Matter of fact, that could be you. What are you doing? You're trying to destroy or silence, if you will, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua with lies and hypocrisy. All right? Why? Because that's your lot. It was Judas didn't do anything. Judas did exactly what the Most High created him to do. And that's the same thing that these charlatans, right? You got these generals. If a nigga jumps up and calls himself a general, strike one. Like General Makawana. Remember that? General Makawana. General? That's the first, when a nigga jumps up and calls himself general, right? General Kane, nigga. That's strike one. You gotta, anybody jumping up calling themselves general, right? You gotta look at that. You gotta examine, and before you follow somebody like that, like what? And especially out of nowhere. If a nigga was a bishop one day and the next day he's a general, I mean, any grown-ass man would take that into consideration and scrutinize the fuck out of that. All right? This dude is given to change. Is it bishop or is it general? Is it Nathaniel Alaga or is it Bishop Nathaniel? Is it Nathaniel 7? Nigga, you got a billion fucking names because you're given to change. Okay? And you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. And you know what? Just like in a gang, right? You got niggas that will come out and surround you and threaten you like a gang, all dressed in your gang outfit, that will protect this charlatan. Oh, you said something to get the bishop name out your mouth. Or is it the general? Get the general name out your mouth. General. Now you're back to General Nathaniel Alaga. Crazy. What happened to Bishop Nate? Nigga, what do we call you? All right, what? Grand Poobah Almighty? Right? So there you have it. Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay? Now, back to this devil. Nate is in league with this devil. That's plain and simple. Okay? That's easy to see. But anyway, and what do these devils do? They obscure the truth. They change. They deceive. What does devil mean? It means deceive. So what does this devil have to do? He got to change the truth into a lie. He got to change the truth into a lie. Here it is, the angels. Who don't know the angels have wings? Everybody's heard of the Most High. Well, we know about God. Either God exists or God. Everybody's heard about God. Everybody's heard about the angels. Really, everybody's heard about Yahweh Shah. Everybody's heard about the devil. Right? You get taught these things when you come up. Now, you don't know the truth. Because why? Because this devil, the Edomite, the so-called white man, was given an amount of time to go out and deceive the nations, deceive the world. Okay? 18. Revelation 20, I'm going to read from the top, 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, what happened in that 1,000 years when this devil was bound? All right, Jacob was going off a little bit, but guess what? This devil, he wasn't out there deceiving the nations. Okay? This nigga couldn't even speak. He was grunting and snorting and braying at the mallows. Right? Eating them juniper roots. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. Stop right there. So it came a time where this nigga doing what he does best came to an end for a minute, for a season. Okay? And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Okay? So, basically, in the 1400s, this nigga was given the green light to go out and get busy again. All right, he put his hat back on. He clocked it. He punched the time clock, and he's still out here right now doing what he does best. So he made up shit called UFO, UAP. Let me confuse the shit out of these motherfuckers so they'll never know. Well, that's God and the angels, right? He started that campaign a long time ago. Here it is, Columbus. You find what it is you find the angels everywhere. All right? The angels are encamped around this camp right now. All right? I saw the angels do some miraculous shit right here in this very spot. I had to fight one day. I can imagine how that went down for the other guy. The minstrel got hemmed up right here, kicked down the camera. Cops came, locked him up for 3 years. Right here, because he kicked the camera down. I was like this, oh, we're good. Woo! Okay. Somebody called the cops on him, and they surrounded the nigga. Next thing you know, he's getting cuffed and stuff, and he got locked up for like 3 years. Then came back out, apologized. I'm like, that is the angels. Okay? That's Yahweh Shemi Shine actor showing me, right? Just keep doing what you're doing. The angels are right here. Nothing to fear. He's a muscle-bound dude, crazy. You know, probably an old gangster, completely broken, right? Lifted, he come out here and lift weights. I ain't seen him in a while, but I seen Pork Belly. Used to argue with him. He'd come up and set up his little pork truck. That's it right there. I mean, he used to have a truck, now he's got a wagon. He expanded. I just ridiculed his ass. I said, no pork, right? He laughed at me. We go way back. This is the spot. Anyway, the chariots, right, are throughout this book. The chariots are in the beginning, right? And the Spirit of the Lord moved upon the face of the deep. Paraphrase. All right? That word moved is hovered. So the chariots go all the way back to the beginning, and they're everywhere. The chariots followed Cristobal Colon, guided him over here, right? Guided him straight to Rich Port. This nigga was lost. If you read the Chronicles, They was about to kill this nigga in a mutiny on the boat, right? And he begged his crew, just give me one more day, give me 2 more days. If we don't see no land, we'll turn around and go back. The chariots, what is it, St. Elmo's fire? What is St. Elmo's fire? Let's look that up. Let's look up in Wikipedia. And what I'm doing is I'm proving a point, okay? That here it is, this devil. What is St. Elmo's fire? Just come out and say what it is. No, it's cloaked. And the Most High did that. He cloaked it. She's Saint Elmo. I don't want the film, but the film is going to come out. I want Wikipedia. See, here they are. Oh, there we go. St. Elmo's fire. You know, I'm going to have to do a see, because this is how you bring it together for a nigga. A nigga don't understand. You gotta spell it out for him. Nigga gotta see some shit. Nigga, I ain't never seen. Well, St. Elmo, I didn't make the movie. I didn't come up with the okay, no, they're not going into it. All right, so this says St. Elmo's fire, also called witch fire or witch's fire, and this is this fucking devil explaining it away, is a weather phenomenon in which luminous plasma is created by a corona discharge from a rod-like object such as a mast, spire, chimney, or animal horn in an atmospheric electric field. All right. And that is not what we're talking about here. All right. St. Elmo's fire is named after St. Erasmus of Formia, also known as St. Elmo, the patron saint of sailors. Bear with me for a minute. They're speaking of lightning, da 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 da. See, what they're doing is they're obscuring the truth. Now I'm going to type in something different since this is a bunch of fucking bullshit in Wikipedia. I'm going to type in Columbus followed St. Elmo. Columbus, C-O-U-M-B-S, followed St. Elmo's fire. Okay, St. Elmo's fire on Columbus's ship. All right, so I go to Wikipedia. They ain't said nothing about this. You got to be specific, meaning they're obscuring it, right? Well, we're not going to tell you really what happened. Certainly not on Columbus's ship. And whatever this is, they're going to try to obscure it on here too. See if they're going to bring it up. says Italian explorer Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas in an epic voyage westward across the Atlantic from Spain. Columbus had 3 ships, Nina Pinta and Santa Maria, and 120 men, spending 5 weeks at sea. He didn't even go into it. Went around it. Okay, so let me look for another one. What bizarre sight did Christopher Columbus claim? All right, they're saying ball lightning. No, nigga, it wasn't no ball lightning. Here's the devil. Columbus saw the chariots of Israel. Right? Because they guided, they followed him. They followed Columbus. All right, October, this goes into 1492, October 11, 10 p.m. They're breaking it all the way down to the time. All right, it says Christopher Columbus and Pedro Gutierrez, while on deck of the Santa Maria, observed a light glimmering at a distance. Okay, is this ball lightning? Let's see. It vanished and reappeared several times during the night, moving up and down in sudden and passing gleams. That sounded exactly like a chariot. It was sighted 4 hours before land was sighted and taken by Columbus as a sign they would soon come to land. That's the chariot. They followed that chariot. Here's what they're not saying. Columbus also witnessed St. Elmo's fire, sometimes called ball lightning or sorcerer's flight. It is a strikingly eerie form of glowing energy that appears around trees, church steeples, and masts of sailing ships. A haunting characteristic of the phenomenon is that it often travels horizontally and seemingly with intent. Yeah. That would be the angels in their craft, in their spaceships, nigga. All right? That's what that is. Back at Columbus. All right? Why is there information dating all the way back to 1492, recorded by this motherfucker that came over here, right? With Hebrew interpreters to conquer and plunder the children of Israel. Why? Why is that? Okay. These things were written for our learning too. They were recorded. So we can pull it up today and bring this out. Put it in its proper perspective. In 1492, shortly before making land in the West Indies, Christopher Columbus recorded in his ship's log that he and his crew had observed a large ball of fire into the sea and that the ship's compass was behaving erratically. Doesn't that go straight into what is it, the Bermuda Triangle, where you fly into the triangle and your instruments start going wild? Or these different pilots, right? When they encounter a UFO, all of their instruments start failing or acting funny. They're talking about the same thing right here. Christopher Columbus on his boat. Will the compass start this electromagnetic force? All right. Oh no, it was ball lightning. No, nigga. We're done with the dumb shit is over. The lies and the bullshit are being exposed right now. You're going to give it one last college try, okay, to try to explain away the angels coming back to destroy your ass. See, there's a reason. Well, why? If somebody was coming to get you and you knew about it, see, the angels are coming to get this motherfucking devil, the so-called white men, the Edomites, and destroy them. The top angel, whose name is Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is leading the charge. And they know that he's coming back to... See, Jesus is not only coming back, Yahushua in the Hebrew, he's not only coming back, he's coming back to kill these devils and to subdue them and put them in chains and make them slaves. And what are they going to do? They're going to fight tooth and nail. They're going to do whatever it takes for that not to take place. That's natural. All right? But you have to understand the how and the why. Why is this devil suddenly... See, they are about to make a move, okay? They're about to make a move with this lie that they've been forming for all these years. They've been working on this lie. And the Most High is enabling them to do this, to set this strong delusion up. Okay? The Most High is helping Esau. Because what is he doing? He's hoodwinking a whole bunch of people. Oh, there's aliens. Oh, no, nigga, that's your salvation. The aliens and the abduction, that's your salvation. See how he done flipped it? Now, it's good for us. It's not good for them. That's what's going on. All right? It's their death and demise. It's our liberation. That's the understanding. Yeah, aliens are coming to destroy us. Yeah, if you're Edom. The angels are coming to save us if you're an Israelite. Okay? So there are two truths going on. All right? It's all the same truth, but to these devils, it means something different. To us, it means it's our turn. It's our turn to rule. And right now, because they happen to be in their kingdom, in their rulership, they get to control the narrative and say what it means to them. They don't give a fuck what it means to us. All right? They're going to continue to try to fool us into believing that we all have the same fate. No, nigga. We don't all have the same fate. Okay? You are slated for that pit. Right? You're slated for that Planet of the Apes, nigga. Huh. They're cages. In the Planet of the Apes, they're cages. They're chains, nets. You're getting caught out there. You're out there getting caught, nigga. That's what that is. We'll go back to this. It says, in 1492, shortly before making land in the West Indies, Christopher Columbus recorded in his ship's log that he and his crew had observed a large ball of fire into the sea, and that the ship's compass was behaving erratically. Okay. And that's all there is on that, but that's enough. All right? That's enough. So, what do you get from that? They're basically saying they saw the chariot. Of course they did. All right? Of course they did. This is the Most High's movie. The Most High is running the whole show. All right? Of course he said, see, when you understand that everything that we're going through right now has already happened, right? It's already written right here. Already. So, we're just actors on the stage, on the world stage, playing our part, as was Columbus during his time. So the Most High says, okay, you guys go down there, get these guys' attention, lead them exactly where I want them to go, and we'll get this this theft of land popping, so we can get this slavery bit over with and get closer to my people being liberated. All right? So that's what all of that was. These things had to happen in the sequence that they did, right? Because it's going somewhere. This movie is going somewhere. Who said that? Ice Cube. Oh, it's like you were in a bad movie. He said this in the interview with Tucker Carlson. It's like you in a bad movie, and it keeps, and you can't get out of it. No, it's a beautiful movie. When you understand, when you watch a movie, hey, there's going to be some bad parts, but what happens at the end? If it's a good movie, the hero wins, right? Who's the hero? Yahweh Shah, right? Going into Heru and all this old bullshit, Yahweh Shah, right? And I'm not mixing Egyptology. I'm just saying, all right? Heru, hero, right? Who's the hero of this story? Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah is the hero. Whose story is it? Who would, if you wrote a story or made a movie about yourself, wouldn't you be the hero? Of course you would. And we're just the cast of characters. All right? Right now, the main characters, Yahweh Shai, right? The angels, the Most High. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, the angels, the men of the Lord, out here, right? Doing our due diligence, okay? Telling you what these things actually are, whether you hear or forbear. So, should you be afraid of them? If you're a piece of shit, you should, okay? If you're of the elect, that's your salvation. Let's get Zechariah. Zechariah 5. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. So the Bible is full. See, in this day, right, here we are at the end. I'm standing in the city, right, looking up at the buildings. Hell, I used to have a recording studio on the 15th floor of this building right here, right? All the quad studios and Tupac got shot and all this bullshit that happened 27 years ago, right? That they're using for a distraction. Guess what? That ain't nothing. Like this fucking clown that come on my page. Here it is. I make a beat, right? I make the most raggedy ice cream beat, right? And make a video, lo-fi, put as little into it as I can, because I don't want somebody, you record, you making merchandise, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this in such a low form, nobody won't be able to say anything. And what happens? A nigga comes on, oh, you got to do better than that. You got to put more work into it. It's got to be, I'm like, no, nigga. Apparently I succeeded at not giving a fuck, right? And this guy misses the whole message, right? Anyway, I lost my train of thought. But our efforts are to teach you what these things actually are. Okay? What the MOTB actually is. It ain't no sin. It ain't no embargo. It ain't spiritual. Alright? That's the focus. You put more focus on the message than on the fucking rapper. When I say rapper, I mean candy wrapper. Alright? The packaging, if you will. Fuck that. Fuck the music business, if you will. You look at, see, all of this shit is coming out about the industry, all the recording industry, the music industry, right? It's all coming out. It's all coming back to Puffy and what he did and how wicked he is, right? And I look at that because I spent, 44 years of my life, right, in that industry, right? Or moving toward I'm a recording artist, right? I'm a recording artist to this day, right? My last piece of music is a video that I uploaded to my page, and I tried to make it, right, so meaningless, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm a recording artist. It is what it is, right? Recording angels, like Parliament, right? Star Child here, citizens of the universe, recording angels, right? I get goosebumps. Well, what does the word angel mean? It means messenger, right? The angels are messengers, heralds. We're out here heralding. We're out here letting people know, hey, Yahweh Shai's coming back, better get ready. All right? Going back to what? What did George Clinton do? He did what we're doing right now. If you were around in 1975 and 76, right? And you remember when that record came out, it was so natural, right? To me, it was natural, right? You look at the album cover, this nigga is silver, right? Playing a role, but he did have a spaceship. He was an alien. When you look into that whole thing, the spirit of it, right? Star Child is Yahweh Shai. So, Yahweh Shai in his spaceship coming back, right? To do what? To wake up the 12 tribes. That's what that whole mothership connection thing is about. It's a fathership, right? But this nigga had to play by the rules in the music industry and was able to sneak that. The Most High allowed this guy to put that message out there, and it was on point. And you know, and I think it goes back to Dr. York at the time. I think they were into Dr. York, and they gleaned some of the stuff that they gleaned or whatever. But the Most High was clearly behind it, right? Swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let me rock. That ain't no African thing. That ain't no Egyptian thing. That's an Israelite thing, right? And we felt that, right? I remember when that came out. I remember when Chocolate City came out. CC, right? And these niggas just basically rapping. And then after that, then Mothership came out. And Mothership, it did something, right? It did something. It brought that whole space and spaceship thing, right? And this was in 75. Okay? 75. And a lot of people can't tell that story. All right? And then, right? Then, because there wasn't no such thing as hip hop in 75. That shit came later. Right? After 75. And then, what happens? Then hip hop, then Dr. Dre, and West Coast rap or hip hop or whatever, what happened? That thing gets revived. What do they, see, if you understand music, hip hop is basically taking the old records and making them new again, right? So the whole who was the most sampled? You think this is by happenstance? You think this is by chance? It's not by chance that Parliament Funkadelic was the most sampled material, right, in hip hop. Why? A lot of that, right, a lot of what was sampled, right, was Mothership. So that was brought back. The Most High brought it back and pushed it right back. It was a vibration. Preparing, I see it now because I was there then and I'm here now. So I could, as a musician, as a recording artist, I could tell you what that whole thing was. As a man of the Lord, Lord willing, I can sum it up for you. What was that about? What was the whole George Clinton, what was the Parliament Funkadelic thing about? It was about a connection. What connection? Waking up the 12 tribes. What is a Negro in a spaceship? What is that? Straight out of the Bible. Right? Actually, it's huge. It's a big deal. It was a big deal then. Why? Why is it a big deal? Because it's the truth. Now, of course, they obscured it and put a lot of stuff around it, a lot of garnish and distraction. But guess what? The core of it. Well, Yahushua is a so-called black man coming back in a spaceship. And then the vibration that was built into the concept, right? The concept of it was moved forward. Let's see, 75. When did what's the name come out? NWA came out in late 80s. Okay, so that thing was being moved along, and then in the 90s, then you got Snoop Dogg, and then you got the whole aftermath and death row and all of this shit. What's being moved for? George Clinton was a big without George Clinton ain't no hip hop. And George Clinton wasn't doing hip hop. I believe George Clinton came out doing doo-wop, right? The parliaments going way back to the 60s, right? It was a doo-wop band, if I'm not mistaken. And what did the Most High do? He used him as a vessel to do what? To get us to understand what these vessels are. All right, because this guy, he said, Star Child here, talking about Yahweh Shai, citizens of the universe, recording angels. He was calling them angels coming down in spaceships. All right? And that's a learning thing. So, and my point is this, that thing's been around, and what is this devil doing? He's explaining it away. This thing goes all the way back. And again, this is his demise. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10. He said, I see something just came out of the sky and landed. And here are its dimensions. Let me describe it to you. Right? Then he said unto me, This is the curse. This is what the angel said to Zechariah. He said he's going to explain what it is and what its purpose is. So the devil, right? When I read this, you'll understand, that's why the devil has to explain it away and do his thing. He got to deceive you and turn it into something beneficial for him, because really it's his demise. All right? Here is the function and the meaning and the purpose of the chariots. I mean, as far as Esau is concerned. Okay? Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. First he calls it a curse. Okay? For everyone that stealeth, it's a curse for those that are thieves. So here comes Christopher Columbus to do what? To steal the land. This nigga's a forward observer. Coming to do what? Well, okay, it's over here. I'm going to chart the way. Right? I followed the chariots over here. Now I got the way. Now when I go back, I'm going to bring back the armada. And we're going to take down these, what do they call them? These natives, Indians, right? Savages. We're going to take them down and take their land. It says, For everyone that stealeth, that includes Columbus. Cristobal Colon. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. What is the house of the thief? Well, the land that we stand on right now is stolen. Who stole it? The thief did. Put his name on it. America. All right? This is what they do. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. How many UFO sightings have there been? Right? And only now, as a matter of fact, there are billions of sightings. We have 500 million recorded on film that we've been hiding. Right? for this day when we try to explain the whole thing away. That's the day we're in right now. We're in the day where this nigga can't hide shit no more, and you gotta try to present your falsehood. Okay? Oh, Lil Green Man, we got him. We recovered him. He's stupid. He's stupid. You can't fool the very elect. You can't do it, nigga. We know. Right? And our campaign is to enlighten those with this truth so they're not fooled by your bullshit, because you're rolling it out thick right now. All right? Suddenly, you're not a conspiracy theorist no more, because now the truth is coming out. Wait, I thought I was a conspiracy theorist because Yashawan believes in UFOs, so I got to take his daughter away. But now, UFOs are on the on everybody's mouth right now. Every news channel is talking about aliens, and we have recovered bodies. And you got recovered bodies going back how far? And we're conspiracy theorists, what, 2 years ago? You fucking devil. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, Esau, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with timber, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof. Consume. What does it mean, consume? What does the word consume mean? It means to burn with fire. In this case, laser beams. Laser beams are concentrated fire. ICBM missiles are concentrated fire. Okay? And that's what's coming here. As the missiles, right, are about to destroy this place, the chariots are going to be up there doing what they do. The Bible is replete with UFO sightings. The Bible is about God and Jesus, all right? Or Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and the angel. That's what this book is about. You ain't gonna see no chariots in it. It's replete. In the beginning. Let's start in the beginning. In the beginning, the Elohim created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And here are the chariots. And the spirit of the Elohim moved. What's this word, moved? Moved upon the face of the waters. That word moved goes back to the word hovered. So what hovered over the face of the waters? The chariots. Okay? The squadron. The armada. They were all there. They all worked on the creation together. Who was they? The elect. That word God is plural. Elohim, the gods. And the gods, all, let's call them the angels. The angels have wings. Even thousands of angels. Let's get that before we go to the Apocrypha. All right, so this is, I love this subject, right? The chariots, I love it. Psalm 63, no, it's not 63. Psalm 58. Even thousands Psalm 68. Now listen to the words and how the words are presented. Psalm 68:17. The chariots of God are 20,000. Talking about the spaceships. The chariots of God, right? God's army are 20,000, even thousands of angels. So wait a minute. Okay, you got two things there. You got the spiritual beings, the angels, right? Of which Yahushua is one of those angels, right? The angel of the Lord, right? And you have the chariots bringing them together. The angels are in the chariots. There's a physical description of the angels. It says nothing about little green men. So where does that fit? Okay. Well, somebody's lying about little green men. Right? And when you do the real deal study, right? When you find out, well, where did the little green men come in at? Well, they come in at Nazi Germany, right? Which stirs up a whole nother can, right? Mengele and experiments, right? That's out there. Those truths. If you do your due diligence and you do an exhaustive study, little green men had to be added to the equation. For what? For today. Oh, we have alien bodies. You do? You got alien bodies? I mean, the Most High let, first of all, you can't kill an angel. Angels don't die. That's stupid. The bad angels, they don't die. All right? If the bad angels took on the appearance of a reptilian, right? If they did, right? He's a green man with bug eyes and he was slithering and that whole thing. Still can't kill him. Well, they were dead on arrival. They're highly, their spiritual vessel, right? That we can't even begin to explain. Their spiritual vessel, it just crashed. And these niggas were dead, and we came and picked them up. One was alive. We took him back and we interrogated him. You're stupid. You're stupid. Hey, when you understand this devil, he's stupid. And to top that off, right? The devil is clearly lying. But to top it off, niggas believe that shit. Jake is destroyed for lack of knowledge. And see, that's why Isaiah 33:6, right? Got us rock solid on the ground. You got a firm foundation. You can't be lied, you can't be fooled, right? So it's our job to come out here and tell you what this shit really means, right? And that it goes all the way back. The devil has a vested interest in trying to fool you, even though none of it is going to work. He's just doing what the hell he's supposed to do. What he's programmed to do. Lie, make shit up, be more subtle than any beast of the field, right? Kill motherfuckers with impunity. That's his job. His job is to go out and deceive the nations. His job is to be a liar and to be good about it. Like the Grinch. And the Grinch thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. This nigga is the Green Goblin. This nigga is Gollum. All right? Even thousands of angels. Where was that? Yahushua is among them, as in Sinai. Right? Yahushua was there. Psalm 68:17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So, guess what? When we came out of Egypt, we were liberated, right? Which this is Egypt too. This is round two, if you will. Same story, same people, same situation. We're in bondage in Egypt. It's time to go. Here come the signs. Here come the plagues, right? And how did we get out of there? The chariots, or the chariot, right? The chariot had everything to do with our delivery, right? So it's time now to get the fuck out of here. So what's happening? Here come the chariots. And this devil's like this. There's going to come a time in the near future where the chariots are going to come back to deliver those people, and we got to be ready with our bullshit. Well, guess what we're watching right now? We're watching the biggest bullshit show ever, right? And what do you got to do? You got to distract the nigga. And what's coming up in the mix? George Clinton. Dr. Dre is an extension of George Clinton, right? That music is integral to waking up the children of Israel. Why? The chariots. Okay. A black man in a chariot. What is that describing? That's describing Israel. Not describing Ham. Okay? That's wake up. This is your heritage. Your heritage is these the spaceships. That's us. That's God coming back to destroy them, to set us up so that we can rule. That's what these things mean. All right? Not little green men are coming back. That's for you. Little green men are coming back to destroy you, not us. All right? Tell the whole truth, nigga. Don't just tell your truth. That's true. The aliens are coming back to destroy you. That's true. All right? But what you're doing is you're trying to involve all of us in this thing. And they are coming back to get you 2/3. They're coming back to get you. But not the men of the Lord. They're coming back to get us. Well, what do you mean get us? Save us. There's that saving. All right, I'm doing a lot of talking. Let's do more reading. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. What do you mean the strangeness of his salvation? Well, Why is it going to be strange? It's going to be strange because they have flipped this narrative and turned it into a taboo subject. Yashawan believes in UFOs, therefore I could take his daughter away. That's the day we're living in, where the angels have been so demonized that now they're little green men that come and grab you up and stick a probe up your ass and implant, create hybrids. It's just crazy. Salakia, let me check this thing out here. Yeah, the whole thing is crazy. So yes, strange. So far beyond that everybody looked for. Why? Because they done changed the narrative up. How about this? See, they don't teach this. They don't teach the truth in the church. Otherwise, you'd be able to go straight to Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, speaks of the chariots. Okay? Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What does that mean? Traveling in the greatness of his strength. Right? It means this. It means that the chariots of Israel don't fall out of the sky. They don't crash. You can't shoot them down with a laser that you invented in the 50s. None of those things. Okay? These are lies. All right? Traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Okay? Yahushua. Yahushua is coming back in a chariot. How did he leave? Because I'm getting ready to close up. All right? But this push, right, there's a push for what? Well, there's a push to demonize the chariots right now. A big push. Acts 1. Let's get these chariots together. So what do as a result of this push to demonize the chariot? We come out and we balance that thing out with this truth. Acts 1 and 9. And when they had spoken these things while they beheld, he, Yahushua, was taken up in a cloud, received him out of their sight. So, here's Yahushua getting beamed up into a cloud, right? And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Okay, so it mentioned the word a cloud received him. This is so important, right? Well, when Jesus left the earth after he was resurrected, how did he leave the earth? And you know what? Amazingly, a few Christians, more Christians know, well, a cloud. But that's as far as it goes. You can't break the cloud down and explain what it actually means, right? What does it actually mean? Right? These are the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Right? There was a cloud, a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of cloud fire by night. In ancient Egypt, there's that cloud again. And the cloud received him in a... See, there's a pattern going on here. Right? Exodus is at the front of the book. And now we're in Acts, and they're still talking about clouds. Now let's go to Revelation, the back of the book, and what do we see? We keep seeing these clouds wherever we go. Revelation 1. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he, who is he? That's Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Uh-oh. What does that mean, he cometh with clouds? That word is plural. In Acts it said, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Right? Well, this is saying, he cometh with clouds. Yeah, let's finish. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. What does it mean, every eye shall see him? It means that his ship is so big, nigga, you're gonna shit on yourself. You're gonna be scared. If you don't understand what this is, when it happens, you're going to shit on yourself. Scared, because this devil done filled your head with so many lies. You're scared. Right? Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also, which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, why are they going to wail? They're not going to understand that that's who it is. Oh, sweet Jesus, when sweet Jesus comes, oh, Jesus, my Lord and Savior, my personal Savior. But when you see him, you're going to shit on yourself. Ye know not what you worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Okay, for he shall save his people. Okay? What does it mean? Clouds, plural. Before I close. Revelation 19 and 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Okay, so now they're calling them white horses instead of clouds. He cometh with clouds, plural. And then Revelation 19:14. And the armies which were with him, Salaki, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Those clouds are now being called white horses. Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Okay? That's what it means by he cometh with clouds, because this is that same situation. Start at the top. This is Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's Yahweh's UFO, his spaceship, his chariot. The fathership connection. What George Clinton was talking about. Okay. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth judge and make war. Let's talk about Yahushua and his white horse, which is huge, and every eye is going to see it because it's so goddamn big. And it's going to scare the shit out of people, and they're going to tremble in fear. Jump down to 14. And the armies which were with him, Salaki, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Jump down to 19. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So when he cometh with clouds, those clouds are the chariots of Israel, the so-called UFOs, right? Which are also called white horses. And they're coming back to do what? They're coming back to make war. Because somebody is challenging them to a fight. Right? They don't have to fight. They can just lay down and get their ass ready for slavery. But no, we're going to try to fight against the Most High and the angels. Because that's our role in this movie. And there's nothing we can do. And yet Durst fight, right? Second Ezra 13 and 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Why are you going to yet durst fight? Nigga, because you don't have a damn choice. All right? You don't have a choice. All right? She'll be coming around the mountain. About to close. Second Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain. Stop. A what? A great mountain. His ship was so big that they called it, she'll be coming around the mountain. Going back to Parliament, who used to sing a song that you can go on YouTube and type in Parliament or Funkadelic and say, she'll be coming around the mountain. Why did they make a song out of she'll be coming? Because they're a bunch of clowns? That's what you would think. When I was a kid, shit, this is in the 70s. Coming around the mountain when she comes, right? I'm like, what? These clowns, right? I was a kid. Like, these niggas could do anything. They could take a nursery rhyme and turn it into a funk song, right? How cute. Nope. They were sending a bigger message. Go to YouTube. Not YouTube. Go to Wikipedia. Type in she'll be coming around the mountain. Go to where it says background and read the second paragraph. All right? Wikipedia. She'll be coming around the mountain. Go to where it says background in the category background and read the second paragraph. Right? That's why Parliament made a song called She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. They were pushing a message. Guess what? I got that message. I got it. I'm like, message? I was like, oh, there it is. They knew. Right? These are the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. So, I'm going to read Isaiah. This is what is going to cause you, right, to not shit on yourself. When shit gets buck wild out here. When it gets buck wild and you know what these things are, you're not going to be afraid. But if you don't know what they are, you're going to shit on yourself. That's what it is. All right? 33 and 6. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Wisdom and knowledge. Here's the wisdom and the knowledge that when this devil tries to scare you and stampede you into doing something stupid like putting a microchip in your hand, you're not going to do it because you know better. There are consequences for that. But if you don't know, you're going to do what you think you are. I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, you do, you fucking two-third idiot. Go get to it. All right, you ain't trying to hear this word, right? Whether you hear or whether you forbear, the kingdom is coming. Nobody can stop. Damn devils, you can't do a damn thing about. All right, so anyway, with that, all right, we hope the elect are edified. We pray that the elect are edified. All right. So with that, we're going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashim Yahushai Ba'Hashim HaKadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elder that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, the truth, and the sincerity, hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom and salutations to all the Aquath listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. All right, so with that, we're going to say Shalom.